Hey guys, Scott and Nate from PlayYourCourt.com, and today we're going to talk about something Nate likes to call the SLOB.
Yes, I do.
All right guys, today we're talking about something called the SLOB, or the Slice Defensive Lob. This video, to be clear, is for players with a PlayYourCourt rating of 50 to 80 if you're not in our community or familiar with our rating system. This is about the UST equivalent of a 3.0 to a 4.5. So the SLOB, the Slice Defensive Lob, Nate, not an overly complicated stroke to teach, but I think a lot of players probably messing up when to use this or how to use this. So what's the best place to start here?
I think it starts with a connotation of putting the word slice, right? So we know SLOB is a slice lob, and it can be offensive too, offensive or defense. A lot of times starts from defense though. The word slice suggests that there should be an actionable play here, and what we should be thinking more is about a block lob. The magic trick here is truly just your continental grip. The continental grip setting the racket on a 45-degree plane, right? And this is where the backspin comes from. This isn't something where you're really trying to scoop under the ball, and that's where most players are really struggling with this, right?
So works really well off a lot of pace, right? Because you've got the continental grip. You can use your opponent's pace when you're in trouble. Great situation.
Perfect segue. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. As far as the SLOB is concerned, we see it a lot on return of serves, right? First serves, big second serves, kickers, and then we're in the corners, right? When we're really working out towards the corner, trying to defend. And this is a ball that a lot of times that we're getting about shoulder height. This is a different ball. If it's going to be at your waist or below, we want to think about we should be hitting the ball, or we should be moving away from the ball, hitting topspin if it's that low. At this height, what you're really feeling is your volley, right? The only thing that's going to change is that you're going to actually work towards the ball a little bit more through this particular ball, all right, through the SLOB. All right, so if we can, let's take a quick look at the footwork. All right, so the footwork here, it's going to be just like your volley. If I'm hitting the slice lob off my forehand, I'm going to get the weight out on the right foot, and as I make contact, I'm going to push the weight out to my left, helping with this movement.
I can't help but think too, as I watch you do this, guys, one of the main reasons we want you to think about a specific sort of batter zone for where this makes sense is think about where you're most comfortable volleying, right? Probably between your waist and your shoulders, and that's where this shot's gonna be the most effective too. So as I see Nate set up with his feet, it's just reminding me of a really comfortable volley that just feels good. So again, you know, when you've got the lower balls, the footwork here is going to change, and we would probably recommend more of a topspin lob or a drive.
At the baseline.
Right.
Yeah, and for you more advanced players, yes, can you hit a slice lob below the knee? Yeah, of course, if I'm trying to reach out a ball. But that's going to be more through feel, where we see more of a flick, where we're using more of an actionable technique to this ball. We're talking about truly kind of defending and putting this ball.
And we're talking to, let's be honest, rec players. We're not talking to Division I college tennis players in this video. So again, find that batter zone. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Carry on with the footwork piece.
So the last part, I mean, it's going to be the same thing on the backhand, right? So if I'm working this slice lob out on the backhand, I'm going to get the weight out on my left foot. I'm going to offset by getting the weight. And you'll notice the knee bend here. This isn't, I see players doing this where they tilt, and there's no real balance or leverage there. Offset the leg, get the weight on it, and as that lob pushes up, right, I transfer the weight to the right foot.
Perfect.
I think the way that I like to think about it, for me, what really helped me is like you're the engineer building the ramp, right? So again, stop thinking about like hacking at the ball to get this slice. Meaning if I'm hitting a slice lob, as the ball is coming in, I'm just finding the angle, right, to get the trajectory and take it early and diffuse that pace. And you can see from there, as that ball is coming in, if you can imagine it coming in, I'm simply catching it and then pushing forward a little bit, and that's going to give the ball the height and trajectory we want to clear our opponent.
And the adjustment based on the ball you see isn't overly complicated. I think a lot of players think when they get a ball that's coming in slower, I've got to really hack at this thing a lot more. The difference is just a little more push and a little more squeeze. You're barely even going to see it on camera. If we were hitting these balls, you'd barely even notice a difference visually. It would just be a little more tension at contact. You're going to squeeze a little tighter to give a little more bite or depth on the ball when you get, you know, a weaker ball. But when somebody's blasting an overhead at you, this is almost just a block.
Yeah,
right.
Just like our volleys.
The technique here is pretty simple and only adjusts slightly based on how much pace is coming your way. So guys, let's take a quick look at a simple drill actually that'll help both you and your partner work on your overhead and the SLOB, or the slice defensive lob.
All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm back at the baseline. Scott's at the net. I'm going to start with the feed to his overhead, but what I really want you to make sure you're aware of is that I'm not retreating from the ball. All right, I'm taking the ball early. I'm taking on the rise at my shoulder or above, and I'm just blocking the ball up. Let's take a look at what that looks like now.
All right, guys, so in summary here, really, I think 4 things to think about. The first one, the continental grip. If you're not familiar with what the continental grip is, we do other videos on grips, so make sure and check those out. So continental grip, the strike zone, what we're looking for, again, this shot is ideally used if you're a rec level player between sort of your waist and your shoulders. Yes, you can go lower, yes, you can go higher, but where you're gonna see the most benefit and the most success with this shot is definitely in that strike zone. What are the last 2, Nate?
Let's make sure that we're taking the ball early, right? Because if you're backing up, you really should be thinking about a topspin lob here and letting this ball descend and getting the weight on the outside foot, okay? That's a really important part with the footwork. And lastly, just a little antidote with it, just make sure you're thinking more of a block, right? You're not chopping at this ball. This is where most of these slobs go to die, is when everyone is really kind of hacking at this ball.
Stop hacking at that ball, for sure.
And for you guys that are really, kind of hovering around that 3-5 level, one of the biggest steps to becoming a 4-0 is executing this shot. You can absolutely dominate a doubles match by just mastering this slob. So get to work. You can get a buddy to come out and work on their overhead. Scott obviously needs to work on his overhead.
It's hurtful.
It is.
Yeah, right. Give that drill a try, guys. And remember, here at Play Your Court, Nate and I just want to see you guys improve your game. Again, this instruction, as you can tell, is for a very specific skill level. We want to give you the instruction that's right for you. So do us a favor, click the button or the link below, answer some questions for Nate and I about your specific skill level. We'll then send you some custom video coaching based on the things that you actually need to be working on. So click the button or the link below, and we'll do the rest.